Hello everyone, my name is Joe Sprague and I'm the proud principal of Bordentown Regional Middle School. I want to welcome everyone to our 6th grade orientation tonight. We know this is not ideal, being that it is all virtual, but we believe that our staff and our students have put together a very meaningful and purposeful presentation that will rightfully welcome our future Bobcats to the middle school. I just want to share a few things and a few thoughts before we show you our PowerPoint presentation that I think will help and go a long way in helping our students and our families as you prepare to enter Bordentown Regional Middle School next year. First, for our students, get involved. We have a wealth of activities here at the middle school, and getting involved in these activities, sports programs, intramural programs, clubs, will do a wonderful job of getting you acclimated and meeting new people and becoming familiar with all the great things that we have going on here at the middle school. The next thing, students, always ask questions. I think it's important that you learn how to advocate for yourself and ask our teachers and our staff for help when you need it. And don't be afraid to ask questions to those who are around you. We're all here to help. The middle school is very inclusive and we do our best to make sure that everybody feels comfortable here. So if there's ever a point in time, please make sure that you reach out to your teachers, your administration, your counselors, and just ask questions. It's very important. The third thing, and this is kind of our motto here at the middle school, is choose kindness. We have a sign in the hallway that says always choose kindness. And I think doing the right thing, being a good kid, being a nice person is really important. We try to talk a lot about academics and being strong students, but we also want to make sure that our students here at the middle school are just good people. And that's something that we kind of live by here at the middle school as well. For the parents, I was sitting in your seat this time last year. Right now I have a 6th grade son who's in middle school right now. And there was a wealth of emotions going through my mind as he entered middle school. And there's a few things that I just picked up over time that I think were beneficial to me that I learned during his time in middle school as a 6th grader this year. The first thing for parents is please make sure you communicate with your child on how their day is going. We sit down for dinner at night and say, how's your day going? And your student will say, oh, it was fine, and there was nothing more to it, right? We all have that conversation. I think it's important to kind of pry a little bit and find out, make sure they're doing okay. This is a big part in their life. This is a big transition. So keeping in communication with your student is very important. When the time comes, log into Power School. We'll share Power School information with you over the summer. Make sure that you sign up for a Power School account and also have your student sign up for a Power School account. I think it's important that the student knows that you're checking up on their grades, and also too that you can keep track of them and their performance. And it helps create some accountability for them, but it also kind of partners you with them as well as the teachers, so that you're all on the same page. One big thing is try to remember that the process is just as important as the end result. A lot of times when we look at Power School, or we look at a test grade, we look at the A or the B, or even unfortunately the D or the F, and we want to focus on the actual grade and not focus on the process that it took for the student to get to that point. Make sure your student's working hard, making sure they're studying when they need to study, making sure that they're getting extra help when they need it. Those things are just as important as the end result. So I just ask you to support that with your student and make sure that they're following up with their teachers, they're working hard, and they're preparing themselves, because our goal is to make sure that they're ready to move on in the high school in 3 fast years. Lastly, let them grow. We're here to help them. You're here to help them. We're all on the same team, trying to make them become great students and also great people, and just watch them over the next few years as they're in middle school to grow, kind of letting them spread their wings a little bit and kind of experiencing middle school and growing up. We know it's a big step for you as parents transitioning from elementary school to middle school, but giving them that freedom and that space is important so that they become their own people. But we always want to make sure that we're involved with you in the communication process. So if there's ever a point in time where you have questions, you have concerns, please feel free to reach out to administration, guidance, or any member of our staff. We're very accessible. To conclude, I'm super proud of Bordentown Regional Middle School. I think our teachers do a phenomenal job day in and day out for our kids. They deeply care about their well-being and also too about their academic progress. So one thing that we pride ourselves here at the middle school is being accessible. We value the rapport and the relationship that we have with our parents, so we all work together to make sure that we get the most out of our kids and make them become the best versions of themselves that we possibly can. If you need anything, please reach out to Mr. Schertz, to myself. We are here to help. We understand that this transition is something new for everyone, and we look forward to working with you and making the next 3 years of your student's life productive and successful. And thank you for joining us tonight, and we look forward to having a great 3 years in middle school for your kids. Thank you.
Hi, I'm McKenna Fisher, and I am a 7th grader at Bordentown Regional Middle School. Today I'm going to walk you through the 6th grade orientation slideshow. For our next slide, we have the superheroes of our school, our principal, Mr. Sprague, and our vice principal, Mr. Schertz. You can usually find Mr. Sprague in the hallways, hyping everyone up and making sure BRMS is the best school. You can find Mr. Schertz in the hallways as well, usually dancing, singing, talking, and making the hallways super fun. For our next slide, we have our secretary, Mrs. Moshinsky and Ms. Cregan. They are located in the main office, and you go to them for anything you need. BRMS mission statement. Bordentown Regional Middle School will provide a program of academic excellence which will meet the unique educational, social, and development needs of each adolescent child in a safe and caring environment. As a student of Bordentown Regional Middle School, each student will be an integral part of the learning community comprised of students, parents, educators, and the surrounding Bordentown business and educational community. We have the transition from 5th to 6th grade. Transitioning from 5th to 6th grade is a lot easier than many middle schoolers think. When transitioning, there's really nothing to stress about because it's easy and there's so many people at BRMS that are amazing, and our teachers and our staff are incredible. Transitioning, we stress on certain traits for the 6th graders to have when they come into the school, like having accountability for themselves, having responsibility for themselves, keeping on top of all their work and making sure everything is completed for their classes, being independent and problem solving, and communicating with others like teachers, staff, and peers. Next, we have our school nurse, Mrs. Grilletto. Go to her when you're not feeling well. Next, we have our counselors, Ms. Patterson and Mr. McCory. And then we have our student assistance coordinator, Ms. Tiblin, our child study team, Mrs. Callahan, Mr. Corbin, and Ms. Katz, our librarian, Ms. Esposito, our custodians, Mr. Carlos and Mrs. Hope, and we have our cafeteria and our staff. Now moving on to one of our core classes, which is science, which you'll have for 1 semester. In science, you do really cool experiments and fun projects. Next, moving on to mathematics. In math class, it's a core class which you'll have all year round. I love math class because you take really cool notes, colorful and put together organized notes that'll help you during the year. And we play really fun math games that will help you study for tests and quizzes. Then we have social studies, which is another core class that you will only take for 1 semester. And in social studies, you do a lot of fun projects, and you have really cool experiences learning about the past. Then we have English Language Arts. English Language Arts is another core class that you take all year round, and it was one of the best classes. You always have fun books to read, you write cool stories, and you research very interesting topics. And here's another slide about ELA because we have a lot of teachers for English Language Arts class. Next, moving on to our humanity classes, you will have 2 every single marking period. You'll have 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, or depending on your schedule. In physical education, we play super fun games, and we focus more on sports, learning about each sport. In music, we learn about really cool new types of music, and we bucket drum a lot with Miss Sylvie. In tech ed, with Mr. Poole, we create super fun homemade projects, and they're made out of wood. In art class, Mr. Derby is so fun and creative, and we make super fun, colorful, and amazing projects. In computers class, Miss McCann, our new teacher, does super fun and different projects that makes the class so fun and cool. And then in Spanish class with Miss De Los Santos, we learn a new language which is very cool and interesting, and she makes the work so much easier to follow. Then we have our school clubs. We heavily suggest that you get involved because getting involved in all these clubs and organizations is really fun. So I will pause now and you can read. Here are some pictures of different clubs that students participate in at BRMS. Next, we have our school-wide activities. The school activities are a lot of fun, and some of our favorites are pep rallies, dances, the geography bee, and the Raps talent show. Please take your time and read through the list as well. This next part is some important information for the parents. Please make sure your contact information is correct when completing our InfoSnap process so teachers can effectively contact you. And please make sure you have your PowerSchool account set up when we mail the information over the summer to check your grades. Just a quick reminder, our core courses are language arts and math, which is full year round, and for one semester, science and social studies, you will split, so you'll have science one semester and social studies the other semester. And then humanities courses, we have 2 per marking period, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Being absent in the first month of school can predict poor attendance throughout the school year. Half the students who miss 2 to 4 days in September go on to miss nearly a month of school. Research shows that missing 10% of the school year, or about 18 days in most school districts, negatively affects a student's academic performance. That's just 2 days a month, and that's known as chronic absence. Please take time to read our attendance regulations in the student handbook so you are familiar with all of our policies, available online or in person the first day of school. If you have any questions or need any additional information, you can contact us using the emails below and also the number below. The open house tours for the incoming 6th graders will be held on Tuesday, August 10th and Wednesday, August 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm looking forward to such a great year next year. Thank you so much. See you next year.
So that's it. That brings us to an end of our virtual program for today. I want to take a second to thank everyone that helped put this all together. And I also want to thank you guys for participating. We really look forward to having you guys here in the fall. We think that what we have here at BRMS is special, and we're very proud of it, and we're looking forward to making you guys a part of it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, call the main office, email Mr. Sprague or myself, and we'll do everything we can to help. Enjoy the rest of your school year. Best of luck finishing up 5th grade, and we'll see you guys in September. Have a great day.